Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean, this is In The Mix. We're already up to episode 35 of our Isle of Man series. It is flying by so far. We're well and truly into season 6 now. We're at just past the halfway stage, I think, in the league structure in the Vanarama National League. And we'll jump straight in and have a look at how our results have been and where we're sitting in the table. As you guys can see, we are currently sitting down in 5th spot, but we do have a game in hand. If we win that game and win it by more than a 1-goal margin, we should go back up into 2nd relatively quickly, and we will have an opportunity to do that in today's episode. Cambridge have been on a fantastic run. We have kind of dropped off just a tiny little bit, but nothing to panic about. It's still way too early in the season for us to be getting worried. If we go through our most recent schedule, we of course, in that last episode, beat Aldershot 3-2. A little bit nervy at the end, the way they pulled the goal back in injury time. And then a good 2-0 performance against Harrogate, which was quite good. We continued that against Billericay, who are currently bottom of the division, beating them 3-1 before a 2-1 defeat to Grimsby in the league. This one was quite frustrating. So I'm going to show you guys the stats from our Bradford City loss, where we got properly FM'd. This one wasn't quite as even, but we had so many different chances that we just put straight at the keeper. Their keeper had a fairly decent game, 6.8 match rating. Probably he deserved more, I'll be completely honest with you. So that one was a little bit levelled out, to be completely honest. But then we followed it up with a 2-1 defeat against Cambridge, where again, relatively even, but created a lot of chances, got our chances on target. Their keeper played quite well. And then our most recent defeat against Torquay, again, super even, created a lot of chances, got them all on target. Again, the keeper and defensive line played quite well. So I think we might be due for a tactical tweak. I'm not going to do it in this episode, but I do think there might be something that we need to kind of get us the edge in some of these games. We've just dropped off a little bit, but as we know, anything can happen when you reload the game. Stuff goes on, whatever else happens from there. A 2-2 draw from Elsley in that time as well, and a 3-1 win at home to Sutton United, kind of getting us back on track. We will play Boreham Wood today. I know initially I think I said we were going to come and play the Torquay game and the Boreham Wood game, or maybe it was the Sutton and the Torquay game, but I just kind of got carried away. Sometimes when you're losing, you want to try and finish on a win, and sometimes when you're winning, you don't want to stop. So we kept on going. We're going to play Boreham Wood, who are in 21st spot, and we're going to play Chester, who are currently in 2nd. Potentially one of the teams that we might leapfrog with some good results and decent amounts of points in this match. So far in the season itself, Austin Samuels is the leading scorer still with 12 goals, but Mampala is kind of catching up. I think he's up to 7 or 8. David Wang has the highest average rating, which is kind of out of nowhere. Longello getting amongst assists, and a few players getting amongst man of the match awards, yellow cards, red cards, whatever else. But the board is relatively happy, and A- all up. We are under our wage budget, but I am trying to destroy that pretty much as quickly as I can. And financially, we are struggling quite a bit. You can see us dropping down here to negative £100,000, which is the lowest that we've been at any point. We are going to continue trying to work that back up towards the top divisions, which I think, while it's a shame the FA Cup run has come to an end, potentially next week, what we might try and do in some of our episodes is focus on our FA Trophy run and see if we can continue to get good results in that competition, hopefully get some cash windfall, and hopefully make it through to the final. We fell at the semi-final hurdle last season. We effectively have a better squad than we did at that time, so hopefully, we can push through and find that extra gear to go all the way this season. More than enough talking from me though, let's jump into the game against Boreham Wood, go through the two lineups. Alright, so we have rotated a little bit. Now, you might be thinking that's kind of crazy, but what I think is crazier is if you're in a bad run, you've only won one of your last 5, you do need to kind of change a couple of positions up just to make everyone accountable, just to do things a little bit differently. So we've done pretty outlandish things, and we've dropped Austin Samuels. We've also dropped David Wang, who needs a rest, and we've dropped James Rowland, who desperately needs a rest. He's knackered most games. Zat Knight also drops to the bench, and when I say Zat Knight, I of course mean Kai Knight, who I don't think is any relation, and also for you guys over here at left back, just above my head, is going to be Marcus Snell making his first appearance. The ex-Wigan junior will come in for his league debut. They're playing a 4-1-4-1, a very isolated man up top. Elliot Andrew, ex-Nottingham Forest junior, looks solid, not spectacular though. Wallace on the left wing looks to be a little bit better, some decent pace for the ex-Reading junior out there on the left-hand side. They've got Harris in the middle, who's their captain and their leading scorer so far this season. He looks quite good. Good technical ability, decent physicals and mentals for the ex-Fulham junior. Alongside him, Peter Stroud, 22-year-old US youth international. 14 under 20 caps, 1 under 20 goal, which is rare to see. He looks relatively solid as well, having come through at West Ham and Crystal Palace. And a couple of lower league players down towards here. Ex-Stevenage here. I think that one's ex-York, this one's ex-Newport County, this one's ex-Forest Green. So, like, definitely a group that has played at this level and higher in the early parts of their careers. Assertively, we're going to just go out there, relax, and play your natural game. I'm not too worried about anything at the moment, but I'm just going to tell everybody that I've got faith in them. We've got a couple of players that haven't played a lot of football that are coming in, Reece York, Marcus Snell being the biggest two. Hopefully, sticking with that positive mentality, not making any tactical tweaks, but hopefully rotating the squad a little bit, getting the 3 points and getting back up towards the top end of the division. First highlight of the match here, Connolly to take a throw in on the right-hand side. Plays the 1-2 with York. He looks for a ball in behind. It was never quite on. Stroud with the ball now. Connolly, it's gone all the way to the back. Dennis now can switch out to the left-hand side. Instead he goes short to Bellahoon, who now plays Carson. Now to Haygarth. York with the long ball over the top. Mampala has gotten goal side and shaken off his man. And it was a good save from the keeper. Smith bailed him out. I thought for a second Smith might give us the ball back, but he cleared it into touch. Immediately we've got a highlight again. York and Connolly working the set piece quite well. And Mampala has scored. It was an excellent finish, but he is just offside. Won't be any replay on that one, but at least we know where the back of the net is. All right, we're going to use our Get Creative shirt with 10 minutes remaining. It is stinking hot in Melbourne today. It's about 40 degrees as we're recording, but I'm going to keep my cool. I'm going to keep it all chill. We're not going to panic. We're not going to worry. We're not going to change too much. We're going to assertively tell everybody we can still win this, keep working hard, it'll come. And we're going to talk to the front too and just say you have the ability to make a real difference. And hopefully it's just a case of converting our chances. They've got a free kick here. First highlight we've seen for them. And they've scored from the first highlight we've seen from them. I'm keeping my cool though. I'm keeping my cool. Thinking of a cold winter's night. Thinking of Antarctica. Jaden Harris, who we did talk about in the build-up, has scored from that set piece. It was Bateman with a good ball in. And it's just poor defending. I think it's Bellahoon. And it's Nakia and Carson. That's definitely some racial profiling on my behalf, but they've got a highlight here again. It's going to be a corner, and if we don't deal with this one relatively quickly, ball back stick, Hoxer with a free header almost. Let's do our subs just a little bit early. So we're doing them around the 53rd, 54th, 55th minute instead of when we usually would. We're going to go to attacking because we've got to turn over a 2-goal deficit. Longello's struggling, so we're going to bring on Major. Snell's struggling, but we'll let him see it out. And Mampala is struggling, so we're going to bring on Austin Samuels and play him as an advance forward alongside Gaxa at the false 9. And I might risk the biscuit. Got to risk it to get the biscuit, and we'll bring on Connor Hodgson at the Messiah role for Haygarth, who did seem to be struggling a little bit. We've got a highlight here. If Mampala scores, he's going to give me a lot to think about before these subs go in. Longello is also coming off. Backstick run towards Gaxa. Lays it off for Connolly, who gets a strike away. Townsend with a good save and pushes it out for the corner. Are we going to see the resulting corner here? No, we don't, because the subs have gone through. We're going to use our Get Creative shirt as well. Everyone seems to have responded somewhat positively. York with the ball in towards Samuels, who's found the back of the net. Is he onside, though? I can't see them pulling it back. We're going to see it in 3 dimensions here. It's going to be some pretty good movement from the substitute. York with a good ball in, and Samuels just side foots that one near post home. Definitely showing me up. 13th goal of the season for him after dropping him to the bench. We will see if we can push on. It's still relatively tight, still relatively even in the match stats. We'll see if we can push on and try and find a winner here. Harris, the goal scorer for Boreham Wood, plays it to Stokes, the fullback. Connolly should recover and clears towards Samuels, who brings it down quite well and turns his man and gets goal side. Can he find the finish from the wide area? He can indeed. It's a double off the bench for Austin Samuels. I'm thinking, what I was saying last time when I switched to the advanced forward and poacher role was that I wanted someone else to drag defenders away. Now what I am thinking is that by having a player in the half space, it actually frees up more space in behind for Samuels. It worked for us last year, but we're at a higher division now. We might need a bit more of an intelligent role than just a poacher and an advance forward. We might need to leave that false 9 out there, even though Gaxa isn't scoring all that much. So we have managed to turn it around here. We've got another highlight. Snell to take, finds Major. Hodgson, ball across towards backstick. Nakia can keep it in. Matching clears the ball away. We shall get there first through Reece York. Goes all the way back to Dennis in goal. We can switch out to the other side. If he finds Carson, he looks for him now. There's a ball in midfield. Instead, he goes a bit longer to Major. Skips past one challenge, bursts into the box, gets his strike away, but Townsend in the Boreham Wood goal. He's had a good game, to be fair. His angles have been quite good. Nakia gets a ball in, doesn't beat the first man, which is unforgivable. Ball back in, Major with a poor header. Not really where you'd want him to have it. Nakia was offside anyway. We're about to go into the last 10 minutes. There is one more highlight here. Townsend long ball forward. Hodgson with a free header. Samuels back to Carson. Now to Snell. Back into York in midfield. Ball over top of Samuels. Can he find the hat-trick here? It's not a bad effort. He did go around the goalkeeper, but it was just off target. He is left-footed. I think he got it on his right in the end. Goal kick here to be had. We're going to use our demand more shout just while this one plays out. Carson with the ball, goes long towards Major. Another good touch again, and he feeds Samuels into the channel. Can he square it back up? Instead he goes to strike himself, and Townsend does well to hold from the angle. All right, 89th minute now. Townsend's going to reset from what looked like an offside free kick. Gaxo ball in behind for Samuels, has gotten goal side again. He tries to get the strike away, but it's closed down pretty effectively. Wilson on the counter here for Boreham Wood, plays it out right towards Bateman. Has gotten goal side. Snell does well to close down the cross. Ball played back to Dennis. Gaxer with an excellent touch, looks to release Samuels in behind. Can he get past the man? Instead he strikes from distance. Townsend again equal to it. 5 minutes to be added on here. Nakia with the ball. That time does beat for front post, but can't find the man at back stick. Major now to York. Just reset, just keep the ball. Said he looks out right and pretty much gives it straight away. Ball in here from Nakia. Header away. Gaxer's going to recover. Can he get the ball in? Nakia towards Samuels. That's an excellent stop again from Townsend. Backstick runner for Major. Excellent stop from Townsend, but then Samuels thankfully stayed alive to it. Passed it out to Nakia. Nakia just hung it back post, and Major was all on his own. It's a good play here from Gaxer and Nakia. Getting the ball in. Samuels, that's an excellent save. But then Nakia finally gets a second chance at it and finds the open man backstick for Major to tap home for his second goal of the season, and thankfully one that should stitch up the win for us today. There's an immediate highlight here. Connolly with the ball, played towards Gaxer. Now Nakia slides Gaxer in and gets the strike weights, hit the inside of the post, and then Duke McKenna for Boreham Wood scrambles it off the line. Bateman with the corner here. A lot of highlights in the second half. It's pinballing around and Dennis gets his claim to it. Similar ball from their first goal. Bateman to take in the wide right area. Hangs it into a similar area. There were people in there, but Dennis did quite well to come out early. If he releases early, we might have a 1v1 here. Samuels does well to bring the ball down and skip past one challenge. Front stick runner. Oh, he just can't get it in. Puts it towards Gaxon now, but it's not going. Nakia on the recovery. Bateman brings him down on the right-hand side. This should be the last highlight that we see. It's going to be Connolly to take the free kick. Belhoon clears it away, and then Wilson scrambles. Hodgson should recover, and referee, whenever you want to blow the whistle, I'm fine with a 3-1 win. And he's called that now. So an excellent second half performance. We've got nothing to complain about there. 22 shots, 14 on target, 58% of the ball. They had 10, 5 and 42. And we get back to winning ways a little bit, which is good. Well done, lads. Good win for us. And hopefully we keep everyone's morale up as we head into the hectic Christmas and New Year period. Super Sub Samuels inspires FC Isle of Man win. So well done to him, a 9.0 match rating. We're going to give him a bit of praise as well. Superb in front of goal. And Wiley, the Oval boss, was having a look at Will Dennis, our goalkeeper, which is an interesting one. We'll keep an eye on that in the next few days, weeks and months. Magic of editing now. We're going to jump forward to the game against Chester and have a look at the two lineups. We might rotate a little bit, but hopefully nothing too dramatic. All right, so just like that, we're a few days ahead. We have made a couple of changes. It's going to be Dennis in goal. Carson and Bellahoon will continue as a central defensive partnership, even though Knight is fit. I'm going to bring Melbourne back in on the left-hand side. Snell didn't do badly, but if you remember, when we were looking at our match ratings for subs, he was in the lower end of that particular category, so we kind of just left him out there. Connolly will play, of course, on the right. That late goal, Nakia and Major, they combined to actually get us that kind of ceiling goal, the third one. I'm going to leave them both out there, see how they go from the start. And we're going to go with Roland and York, who York played pretty well last time out, did well anchoring that midfield. We're going to move Roland to the Messiah role and see how he goes. Samuel, of course, a double. We need to bring him back into the starting lineup immediately, which does see us change that role from being a poacher to an advanced forward. And we'll see if that kind of helps us. Mampala likely won't be quite happy with being on the bench, but he's there with Longello, who'd probably also expect to be starting, Haygarth, who'd expect to be starting, and Knight, who would probably also be expecting to be in the starting lineup. They're playing a 4-3-3. It all looks very relatively straightforward. Luca Vega at the back here, Italian youth international, 23-year-old ex-Charlton junior, looks relatively solid. They've also got on the left wing here Amara, who's ex-Charlton, 27-year-old, looks okay, nothing special, but he is amongst their leading scorers so far this season with 5 goals. And Collier, Simon Collier, the first regen they've got, he looks quite good actually for a regen. 21-year-old, good physical attributes, good technical attributes. We're starting to see a few more first-team football-ready regens coming through. Connor Simpson actually leading the line up top, ex-Preston Junior, looks fairly solid. A lot of double-figure technicals there, which is pretty impressive to see. We are going to passionately tell everyone we owe Chester after what happened in our last match. I can't remember our last match against Chester. They probably beat us in the division below. We, of course, are the other side that got promoted with them last year. We were champions. They won the playoffs. They're obviously going to want to be getting back above us here in the division as well. So it should be an interesting contest. 10 minutes to go in the half. We're on our cautious mentality. So far, it seems to have been working. This is the first highlight we've seen. They've released Samuels on the left wing. Need someone to get inside and help him out. Instead, he goes himself, and Griffiths, with a good save, just pushes it around the corner. It's going to be either Major or Nakia to take. Nakia takes the corner. He rarely beats the first man, and this time he goes straight at the goalkeeper. A bit disappointing. We have taken off our short corner routines. We might need to bring them back if defences are figuring out what we're trying to do. And of course, we get through to half time at 0-0. We're going to go into the dressing room. We're going to say, I'm happy with the performance so far. Keep it up. I'm not going to panic. I did say we're going to keep ourselves cool, calm, composed. They've got a corner here, Collier to take. It's headed away. Amara with the strike back in, and I think it was Simpson who just headed it over the bar. So there is a bit of a danger from the set piece. And now what I'm thinking is we might go to a bit more of an attacking structure for the last 30 minutes. Let's make these subs at the same time. So Reece York hasn't played as well. We're going to bring Haygarth on and we'll switch him with Roland. Roland moving back to the deep line playmaker role. Haygarth playing as the Messiah. Nakia struggled a little bit. We'll bring on Longello on the right-hand side. It's not his favourite, but he can do it. And then Austin Samuels struggling again. But so is Leo Gaxa. So what I might do is we'll go a little bit more all-out attack. Switch to our attacking structure and let Mampala play as a poacher. Let's just try and get the ball a little bit more direct, a little bit more in the box. And let's tell everyone we've got faith in them so that they're a bit happier. We're also going to use our Get Creative shout. Let's see if we can open up some space in this game and try and get the 3 points to push us back up into the top 2. Got a goal kick here. Dennis to take. Carson with the short ball. Out left to Melbourne. Ball over the top towards Samuels. Man's going to get it away. Woods in midfield. Back to Man at right full back. He clears towards Melbourne, who can bring it down. Samuels lets the ball run. Man recovers again. Right, back to Griffiths in goal. Oh, I thought maybe he was going to play in Mampala there, but it's a good pass to Vega. Ball in behind. Belhoon, who's dropped the ball. Thankfully, he recovers and plays it back to Dennis. Didn't really have time to turn there. There was a striker right on him. Ball out wide right now to Longello, who is going to try and cut back on his left-hand side. Gets a ball back stick now, and Samuels with his 15th goal. 3rd of the episode. Excellent run. Excellent cross as well from Samuels. He just waited until he got into that final third before he made that cutback movement. And we're going to check it out here in 3 dimensions. He actually beats the fullback, lets him go back around, gets it on his left foot, just hangs one back post. And because he's left-footed, it's kind of curling back towards the goalkeeper, so he can't come and claim that high ball. And Samuels, as sure-footed as he's ever been, finds the finish. We've got to throw in now very deep. Connolly to take. Longello tries to turn the man and sends a ball in behind. Mampala has gotten goal side. Can he find the finish from the wide area? He went for he went for power instead of precision and put it straight at the goalkeeper. Longello with the corner now. It's headed away. Carson back stick, puts one back in. Well, Samuels eventually got headed to it, but Griffiths in the chest of goal did quite well to catch and hold. Should we reduce this now? Should we go back to cautious for the last 10 minutes? Or should we keep going with what's been working since we made the change? We're going to use our demand more shout just to try and give everyone some incentive to get to half-time or full-time. Collier, ball in for Hayworth and Vega. It's hit the deck and it's his first goal of the season and his first ever goal for the club from a set piece. Maybe hindsight being 2020, I should have gone to cautious, but we haven't done it now, so we're going to leave it as it was and maybe, potentially, try and grab a late winner. 3 minutes to be added on here. We haven't seen any further highlights since their goal. And the referee's blown for full time. It's a 1-1 draw. They had one highlight, but they did score from it. That late equaliser, very disappointing. They did have 10 shots, 4 on target, 57% possession at home. We had 13, 9 and 43. The possession part, it's kind of to be expected. In our cautious mentality, we do just let them have the ball quite a bit. But in the end, a 1-1 draw doesn't really do much for either side, to be honest. Assertively, you're unlucky tonight. Let's go with that. And you can see here, FC Isle of Man denied by a late goal. Curtis Hayworth, their centre-back, gets the Man of the Match award, which I guess says a bit about how we played. Scunthorpe Boss was there watching Austin Samuels. We have got him locked down on a multi-year deal, so if you're going to get him, you're going to have to pay. And that does leave us 4th in the division, albeit with a game in hand on Dagenham and Redbridge, who are above us. We can leapfrog them, go back up into 2nd, but you can see we're on the same amount of games played as Wrexham and Cambridge, who are shaping up as being the 2 sides that we're going to have to beat throughout the course of the year. 22 games in, 12 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses. We're by no means disgracing ourselves in the highest division we've played in so far, but a nice little run of form, a nice little run of green dots would be fantastic if we can get through most of the December period with some wins, I think that would be great. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back, we're going to do the FA Trophy first round game against Leamington on Monday. We're then going to do the #United game, our reunion with #United. They've had a similar trajectory to us. I think they've been promoted 4 times in the last 5 years to get to this level. We've, of course, been promoted 5 in 5. And personally, I had a great series with them last year. I can't wait to play against them again. And of course, it's a Christmas episode, so we're going to pull out the green screen nightmare for that one as well and start next week right. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the portion that I appreciate the most. If you want to continue supporting the channel, you can throw a like on this video. Please that YouTube algorithm, as everybody says. You can subscribe to the channel as well if you want to be kept up to date on future videos as they continue to release. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. That's the part that means the most to me. I'm going to go and jump in an ice bath or something because the country is on fire at the moment. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.